Virgo, hello. Welcome back to the Tarot Closet. Welcome if you're new to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to another Virgo Tarot reading. Virgo Love Tarot reading, Virgo Love Reading. And as is pretty much always the case here at the Tarot Closet, Virgo Love Messages, channeled love messages from your person, messages from their higher self. Let's take a look at the energy coming in, Virgo. It's the Hangman, and it's the Eight of Wands. So there's some communication, whether it's hearing from this person via SMS, text message, social media, email, or there's a possibility to see each other. You have been waiting for an apology, I feel like, for a while. You've also been waiting for somebody to get out of this, some indecision. I don't know what it's about at this point. But there is an apology that's also here, the Hangman. It's presenting to me in reverse. Pisces energy, of course, and somebody getting, obviously, some perspective. And also getting out of some ego. I feel like to apologize is like really strong for me today, but there could be more. We'll take a look and see what else is coming in. But this Eight of Wands, it's like working on it like rather quickly. Mercury and Sagittarius. It's hearing from this person. It's like things changing kind of fast because of it. It is an action number. It's also connected to infinity, truth, balance, renewal. And as I talk about at the Tarot Closet, Mercury is strongly connected to reading and writing, so it can be around like written communication, but it's also Mercury, you know? And Virgo, that's your ruling planet. Although this is a Sagittarius and Mercury energy, of course, that's your ruling planet. And it's about communication in general. Okay, let's take a look what else is coming through. It's the Magician and the King of Wands. Somebody here who hasn't been ready to communicate, make the apology, who has been in some pride and ego, that's already been really clear. So it's a pretty strong validation with the King of Wands here in reverse. But it's also more, look, here's a rose on here. It's around some kind of offer. It's a peacekeeping thing too, but that's around love and growth and offer. And here in the Magician in the upright, you're in this energy too, as well as Gemini, and your ruling planet Mercury. As above, so below, getting focused, taking this action, making this move. Our crow here quite literally holding on to the wand, the movement, fast, the fastest. You can see that the sword is balancing the pentacle and the cup here, because all the elements are here. Water, air, earth, and fire. The Magician has access to everything, of course. And look what's right below it. 3 roses, timing, growth, love. They're leaning their head back into the sun here, a new cycle. You can see it there, and you can also see it burning pretty bright here in the King of Wands. The Magician is connected to the solar plexus chakra, where the sun is as well. I do. A lot of power in this energy. Alchemizing, alchemy, you know. That's the other thing, alchemizing what happened. There is an apology too. But also the throat chakra. I speak. Getting out of ego is pretty strong with some pride around it. I don't know what that's about, but it's coming through. Let's see what else is coming through. I just want to mention quickly, Virgo, that all your playlists, your Virgo Love Tarot readings are linked below. You'll find all the playlists there. Everything you could probably want, maybe, is down there. Also, please remember, if you hear my content anywhere but here, altered or not, my voice, please continue letting me know, sending me those emails, because we are taking them down. It's been very helpful. You can report the channel, but also send me the name of the channel. The email is linked in the description. It's also on the About Me page in the Community tab. Let's get into their feelings for you, their thoughts and feelings, what you might need to know, what you don't or don't see coming. Is anyone making a move? It looks like it. Let's continue on. Thank you, Spirit Guides. angels and ancestors. Please show us what else we need to see for Virgo. Please show us the cards. Aho. The Hierophant is in reverse. Yeah, so there is more. Okay. You've been waiting on commitment around this person. Yeah, wow, that's really strong. Very, very strong, actually. There's the Eight of Wands again. It's back. Here's what you've been waiting for. So there is a living in the past kind of energy here with the Six of Cups. It's in reverse. It's the Sun and Scorpio energy. And whatever was going on there, perhaps something around something bigger here. Look, marriage, the Hierophant in reverse. So I actually like this as well. It's a card of commitments, contracts, relationships, partnerships, marriage being one of them for sure. And it's long term but slow moving. This reversal energy is telling me that there's either somebody in one of or both of your lives, or something like in your head, for example, expectations that other people have. Cultural, religious differences, or don't move in before marriage. You know what I mean? Could be around both one or both of you, but it could also be that there's other parties in somebody's life or in their head, which is, I like the reversal energy because it's getting out of that. Look, it's connecting with the Two of Pentacles, making a choice. You can also see that in the Two of Wands. Capricorn and Saturn, and the thing is that one of those is yours. What's the other pentacle? It's here, I feel like, in the Hierophant energy. I want to validate. It's not going to be for everyone, but I really have to bring it through. Should there be another situation, perhaps a karmic situation, whether it's around a person non-romantic, you know, getting away from something, or something else needing to end first. That's also a validation with our 10 of Pentacles in reverse. That's your energy, Virgo, Mercury in Virgo. It's also a validation that you had built a life, you were building it, it was on the table, and obviously something went down here. That's just really clear, but it's also been coming through quite clear when your reading began, before we had the cards down, as the energy was coming in, that it's somebody who's coming in with, who is waking up, you know, who's both coming in with an apology, but more. It's been feeling like there's more here. By the way, in that 10 of Pentacles in reverse, so kind of like the conflicting energy of something, like waiting for that or to continue that, is the Seven of Cups, and that's the same exact energy of the two. Well, not the same exact, but it's a similar energy to the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands here. Mars and Aries, waiting for someone to make a choice, make a move. Perhaps this is around really long distance. It could be around, you could say, relocating. For me, it is connecting to the world. And that is an energy of completion. So completing what's in here. It's like kind of big, life-changing decisions. Goals reached, new ones made, lessons learned, obstacles faced and overcome, perhaps karmic debts paid, being paid, like waiting on that decision quite literally before you would move into the Fool. Somebody from the past, it could be really far back, it could be recent. Obviously something has gone down here. And again, the Seven of Cups being that similar energy. Too many choices, commitment issues. And we're looking at a plethora of things, you know, around perhaps obstacles here. We can see in the mountains, which could be around location. Again, it could, in its catty corner here, look, the commitment issues to the Hierophant in reverse. Again, it could be around other people, other contracts, jobs, romantic, other people that have ideas of how things should go, maybe even their own. Our Page of Wands, this reversal energy, it's like kind of an immature energy, like struggling to get out of either this no contact for some of you, no communication, perhaps, maybe some of you are separated, but it could also just be like a pause button, a time of like separation or just not communicating openly. The Four of Swords, Jupiter and Libra. It's in reverse. And I like that because it is like getting ready. It's like a restless energy. And it really is connected to both of you, like waiting on this person. But it's connecting to this person too. And it came through really very clear in the beginning of our reading, in particular with this Eight of Wands, that there's communication coming in. So there's like some kind of conversation perhaps, or messages. Again, it can be around messages, as I talk about at the Tarot Closet. Mercury is strongly connected to reading and writing, so it could be around that. Either way, that we can see it's coming back in reverse, and there is an apology that's here. There is an apology here. That's also what's delayed. I would say probably more so than anything. And the apology is connected to something how it went down in the past. They're still living in the past here too. It's just clear. And you're here. So the delay in that, it's coming back in reverse. As you can see, it's sort of like trying to figure out what to say, or writing messages, not sending them, deleting them. The Four of Pentacles, the Sun in Capricorn, this reversal energy, it's like a kind of like a triggering energy. It's like a vulnerable sort of energy. You could say like a vulnerable mindset. So yeah, there's the delay again. The Ace of Wands in reverse. What is in this Death card? I want to validate something here too. If this is someone you're just checking in on, and it is, like for you, it's truly over. I mean, that can definitely be an energy that's here, and you're just getting a view of what went down. I have to say though, this Death card is more about two things. One, it's about getting out of the ego to communicate and apologize, because that's here, and obviously something has gone on. This Four of Swords, you can see the Three of Swords there, which are also in reverse here. And that's also an apology. So it's clear you've been waiting for that, and it's around the past. However, there is a wait here for a decision, a choice. This person, have you made the choice? Connected to the Death card. Because we saw that coming in, didn't we? With the Hangman, that's what it was. The Hangman and the Eight of Wands. And getting out of the Hanged Man, you go into the Death card. And you both get out of your ego to apologize, which is here. We saw that coming in with the Eight of Wands, like the preparations, I guess you could say. But also paradigm shifts. What's in there that needs to change? What needs to end in order for things to continue? So there's two things. Should this be around that, it is connecting to this Ten of Pentacles, like something else has to complete here also for this, like getting restless, waiting for somebody to kind of complete maybe a contract that hasn't finished yet. Could even be some paperwork around it, But that's also here in the Death card, and you can see it because it's sort of like also with the Two of Pentacles, make a choice. It's either me or ... What is this? So that's the Death card energy coming in around that. And again, the ego for the apology is really, really strong here. That's Scorpio energy, of course. And what I do like about this is it is a higher vibration kind of energy coming in. The decision, it's so clear. But again, I want to validate if this is somebody that you're just kind of checking in on and you don't want to wait anymore, that might be for you. That's very specific, though. It's not going to be for everybody. So the Queen of Swords in reverse, the King of Wands in reverse, the Ace of Swords. Well, that's actually yours too. Justice. Wow. Eight of Swords in the upright. The Five of Wands in reverse. The Three of Pentacles, the bottom of the deck, is the Wheel of Fortune. So there's definitely a news cycle here. I feel like it's around messages and or phone calls. If you can see this person, there's definitely, like maybe for you, there's one more chance. Like was there an ultimatum on this person? Because I keep getting shown judgment. It's not here. And that's also for you, because that's a wake-up energy. Get some clarity, make a decision. What do you want? Reconciliation or closure is really strong. And whether this is a message or you're seeing each other or there's a phone call, I feel like this conversation is sort of gonna like, it is kind of like a make or break kind of energy. But there is a new cycle in the Wheel of Fortune. Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius energy. And I will tell you, it is connected to the throat chakra. So like hearing from this person, it can be you've known them for many years for some of you, that childhood energy, but it can also just be that feeling, you know, that's also here for me. So this is a choice being made, and I feel like it's around the contact here. We'll talk about this energy in a moment. The Three of Pentacles, Mars and Capricorn energy, it's like a working it out energy, coming together. Teamwork, you could say. Building the pentacles, both got to be here. Look, one of them, it got built up and then reaching the cherries and dropping them here, so there's one for somebody else. And it's solving issues in order to work it out, and it's here with the Five of Wands in reverse. Saturn and Leo energy, and that's what that is. It's like trying to resolve the issues. It's clear that they haven't been yet, and this person has been in this Eight of Swords, Jupiter and Gemini energy, and I feel like that's, you kind of put yourself there, so it could be a literal situation, but it also feels a lot like the lack of communication, whether you're not talking at all or it's just been complicated, you know? And what else is being worked out? I feel like it's around this Hierophant energy. So whether it's their own issues with choosing, with commitment issues, again, look, Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. I feel like the choice is here. It's being made. It's just a matter of, well, yeah, the communication and is this reconciliation or closure is just coming in really strong for me. So the King of Wands in reverse, coming here with the Queen of Swords in reverse. You know, it's more energy for me of the lack of communication. Obviously some truth that's here that hasn't been here, I guess you could say. And it's connecting with the past energy. And here it comes with Justice. The truth coming. Cause and effect, you could say. The yin-yang energy, divine feminine, divine masculine energy, the balanced energy. Justice, this is Libra and Venus. It is connected to the heart chakra. And again, there's that decision. There's clarity here around it. There's an energy of not being quite ready, you know, around the King of Wands in reverse, the Court card energy. But our major arcana energy here is pretty darn telling. We have the Death card, the Wheel of Fortune, and Justice. So this, like communication, the apology, that's finally happening. The truth, clarity is, I guess you could say, the turning point, and then where you go from there. Also, the Hierophant, again, in reverse, that's an energy of kind of like trying to solve the issues. You know, and we see that in the minor arcana, the Five of Wands in reverse. So it's like this conversation or the messages are going to dictate whether this is for the, you know, and obviously your free will, your decisions, your free will of the person here, because you all have free will. Everyone does. The future is not fixed. Energies, outcomes, they can, they will, and they do change. It's up to you. But you're definitely getting restless. So I just want to validate, should that be the case, that there is an energy of this conversation, and for you, that being closure. It is here. But it's also there. It's also here the potential for things to turn around for the better for you. You know, and it really is dependent, I feel like, on this conversation. And I just want to validate too that energy of perhaps, again, like waiting for somebody to complete whatever's going on in the world card, whether it's a relocation, ending a job, something, again, a cycle around a situation that is non-romantic or maybe romantic, a karmic situation, whether it's legal issues or paperwork around something else. So the clarity that's here, again, I really feel like the choice is like being made as this message or phone calls or whatever is coming in. But it really is a matter of where you're going. The Ace of Swords, by the way, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And look, the sword is transactional. It's clarity. It's communication. It's cutting through all the indecision, which we saw in that Hangman energy. Yeah, so it's definitely around major commitment, indecision, but it might be involving things like location or other people. But this is cutting through that, and look, there is a rose here. It can be around the apologetic energy, but for me, this one red rose is more about the relationships, the love, the growth, like bringing it, you know. This victorious energy here as this sword cuts through all of that. So this truth, the communication, I feel like, the apology will definitely be it's a turning point as it comes in, and it's a turning point in this connection. Reconciliation or closure, I just keep hearing that. So we're looking at Oracle. I'm not reading it in reverse. Let's see if there's any clarity, validation, new insight. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. Please show us what else we need to see for Virgo. Please show us the cards, Sahu. There are two here. Oh my gosh, yeah, truth be told. Virgo, truth is coming for sure. And just an FYI, that owl is a Scorpio. You know, connected to our death card here. Around the change, also getting out of the ego to do this. Yeah, look, the window's open. There's hearts flying out. On the mask, revealing energy. They can hold back feelings, you know, but they're obviously quite deep. The owl connected to the divine, the guardian of the night, can see things that we don't. It's right here with justice and the Ace of Swords, clarity. And again, having come in the Hangman and the Eight of Wands and the upright. So getting out of what's been a long period of uncertainty, I feel. I want to validate too with you, Virgo, if this is, you're coming here and saying, yeah, this is what I needed to hear for myself. The truth of being honest with myself. For this new cycle, if you are in fact just checking in and moving on, it's here. But this is also here. So building blocks, okay? So that does connect perhaps to you if you are in that energy. But it's also telling me that the foundation is still here around the two of you. It's a new cycle. And I liken it to like a construction site, you know? You're building and then there's stuff flying around. Maybe somebody got hurt and they had to shut it down. They didn't have the right insurance, or there weren't enough people showing up, or there was some conflict between co-workers. Kind of all lines up in some form for you. Bad weather shuts it down, you know, and they put a fence around the site and a lock. Well, it's here and there's somebody here. Foundation, the 4 areas of support and stability, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. Needing to line up, unfinished business is for sure. A new cycle again. There is an apology in here, and so that's unfinished. The truth, clarity. And for you, regardless of whatever direction you're going, whether it's a rebuilding for you alone or rebuilding together and being honest with each other, but being honest with yourself, whatever it is, it's not finished. So that's probably why you're here. Again, the direction you take is not up to me. I will tell you though, look, some answers to some questions. There is an energy of being guided together for this 44 energy. It's sort of like, yeah, well, the other thing that this is about is like the foundation. trusting the ride. Look at this. Justice, truth be told, building blocks. So having this chance to communicate, working this out is here, but if this is for you, this is also here for you, because again, if you're just needing to face this and be honest with yourself and move on, because it's also around the foundation. Again, look, it's right here with building blocks and truth be told. Clean it up. So it's here with higher power. Spiritual connection kind of energy here with higher power. Again, look. That 4, it's also a manifesting energy. It's connecting to the crown chakra, which, by the way, connects us to the hangman, which came in. It also connects us to the fool, the star, and judgment, which has been really strong in your reading today. The keyhole here kind of shining out, like you have the key, unlocking that. And cleaning it up. So again, is this around the two of you? Is this for you? Because it's a timing energy. It's definitely time. And when you think about cleaning, you know, you take that broom, like imagine you're going around to a sofa and you're sweeping around, you know, cleaning it up. I think actually I want to bring this in today. No. Here we go. And you find dust balls of things that didn't get dealt with, and you know, it's like time to clean it up, you know? So it could be, again, it's either way. Is this reconciliation or closure for you? It's about you. And also sometimes when you got that broom out and you're sweeping up, you find things you thought you lost. You find again. And treasures too, like money in the sofa. The Tarot Closet channeled love messages. Love messages from your person. Messages from their higher self. I wasn't even looking when I found you. So here with interesting truth be told in higher power. By the way, you know, that's also a 5. And that's connecting to the 5th chakra, the throat chakra. Clear communication. Also change and getting out of conflicting energy. I'll make things right. Clean it up and truth be told. And that 8 of Wands in reverse. Again, the delay around the apology and making it right. I mean, it's right here on justice too. They know they need to. Ace of Swords. Again, it's been really clear from the beginning of your reading. It could be that you've seen things come in and come out, messages deleted, phone calls. I do like that either way. Interesting, this is definitely for somebody. For what we've been through and for what we can still be, let's give our love one more chance. Unfinished symphony, connecting with higher power. Is there more than an apology? Possibly. I am thinking of you right at this moment. Look, it's here with thinker and building blocks. You didn't deserve how badly I treated you, so that's definitely connected to making things right. And again, we saw that 8 of Wands coming in the upright. The King of Wands in reverse. I want to return. I want to return, but I am a big chicken. And you are my destiny. The bottom of the deck. You complete me. When we parted, a part of me left with you. It's a very specific message for someone. More Tarot Closet channeled love messages. I care too much what people think right there in the Hierophant. I really want to hold you. Very specific message. You are perfect. You changed me for the better, Virgo. Truth be told, look at that Ace of Swords. I know that. Being honest with myself, I'm being honest with you. Justice, truth be told. My heart is yours, so that's really specific for someone. I am so lost without you. Right here on Unfinished Symphony. The bottom of the deck, give me time. Your last channeled love message. Love message from This person, message from their higher self. Don't give up on us. I gotta say, there is an energy here around working things out. 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands in reverse, unfinished symphony. Coming in here to be honest, having clarity, clean it up. Of somebody that doesn't necessarily want it to be over forever because they're living in the past here too. And that 6 of Cups energy in reverse. Decisions. Beautiful Virgo, that is your reading today. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. I appreciate it. I'm sending you love. Until next time.